Let's call the Center County Board of Commissioners meeting to order here at 10:02. All who are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, are there any public here for comment for items not appearing on today's agenda? All right, seeing no one, any additions to the agenda from either commissioner? No? All right. Anybody need any changes to the meeting minutes? All right, we'll take a motion.
I will move to approve the minutes from the meeting held December 12th, 2023.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the meeting held December 12th, 2023. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, motion carries. We'll move into bids and proposals. Lee has a proposal involving snow removal services.
Yes, thank you. Today we're looking for consideration to approve the contract with Grunthaner Landscape 2 for snow removal services. This is specified for each building in the chart shown in the agenda today. This will include courthouse, sheriff's office, Willow Bank, correctional facility, all lots and sidewalks. And then the Centercrest facility, we're just going to do the public sidewalks due to the upcoming renovation work. So this will alleviate our staff out there, be able to address things within the buildings and things of that nature. So we thought it was a good idea. This will tend to the spots at the correctional facility as well when we're looking at shift changes and things of that nature and call-ins and whatnot. So should be a pretty nice transition, to have those folks do that and alleviate some of the time that our staff is spending on the snow removal.
Great, well, thanks for the additional work on this, Lee. Any questions, Commissioner Concepcion?
No.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
I just, actually, one, where it says per push up to 3 inches, how do they bill us for, how does that work?
So as it states, per push, so each time they're coming through the lots, up to, they're not gonna come, obviously, they're gonna keep us cleaned up, but it's per push up to 3 inches. Though if there's multiple events or multiple times they're coming through, it'll be per push. Obviously, the expectation wouldn't be that every half inch they're coming through and plowing and billing us for it, so.
We get 6 inches of snow, they don't, that counts as one push, correct?
Correct, yeah, if they
I
would,
just
yeah,
wanna make sure
yep,
that's what, okay.
yep.
All right, but if we have a snowstorm that lasts, say, a couple days, and they have to come a couple times, then they're gonna charge us each time they have to come.
Correct, yes, yep,
All right.
Yep.
Well,
Gotcha.
It's been a
All
while
right.
since we had a
Just
snowstorm that
clarify
lasted a
that.
couple days.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
All right.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's hope we don't run into
Yeah.
those instances of it, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Good question, Steve. All right, unless there's anything else, we'll take a motion.
Move to approve a contract with Grunthaner Landscape 2 for snow removal services RFP.
I will second that.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor of approving the contract with Grunthaner Landscaping 2 for snow removal services, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And Lee, I see you've got 2 more contracts for us.
Yeah, so the first contract with Automated Logic. So Automated Logic, they service our building automation system, controlling our HVAC equipment and such. The 4 visits per year will eliminate some of the service calls that we are seeing. Also, I think with the number of pieces of equipment that we have online and what we're going to see in the future, it's realistic now to have that extra set of eyes on it. We didn't have a service agreement before, so we had the service calls would build up. That costs there's considerable cost to that. So having the contract in place, it does give us an agreement where they provide the 4 trips per year to come in and look at it. They'll go through each piece of equipment and whatnot that is on our system. So again, it helps the operation of the overall HVAC system as a whole.
So this is a 3-year contract. They'll come out at
The-
least 12 times.
Correct. Yeah, this is it'll be a 3-year contract, as specified an annual cost. That total cost running through from January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2026 is $40,787.
Bless you.
All right, great. Thanks, Lee. If you move on to the second one, and then we'll take questions.
Sure. And then the second is contract with Steckley Hood and Duct Cleaning. They've been with us for quite some time now. This is a renewal for the duct cleaning at the hood and duct cleaning at the correctional facility kitchen area. Contract total for $4,200, running from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2026.
All right. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Looks good.
Commissioner Dershowitz? All right.
I will move to add the facilities management items 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to add the 2 items for facilities management to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.
Is Brian around the corner out in the hall? There he is.
I was waiting. Good morning, Commissioner. I'm here for 3 contract renewals. First one being Ron Gilligan, auctioneer. It's for a 4-year, I do it for 4 years. It doesn't cost the county any money. It comes out of, they put the $50 fee into the sheriff's sale. So that is for 4 years. I'm asking for approval of that. Let me just go through 3 of them.
Sure, yeah.
The second one is our Telesoft. It's our county suites program, the one that we're going to be able to hopefully soon talk with Pathonetari's office and work all that. It controls all of our civil process, our warrants, all of our civil, all of our information at the sheriff's office. And we've had it with them 15, 16 years, I believe. So, and Ron Gilligan we've been with before my time as well. The rates never changed. It's always been $50. So.
Wow.
Yep, so those are 2. And the third one is my solicitor appointment for, Tracy's been my solicitor, and I think our office before I was, due for my term, renewed for my next term, 24, 25, 26, and 27 at $3,500 for the first 2, and then $4,000 for the second 2 for my solicitor. I'm asking for approval for those 3 agenda items.
All right,
If you
great.
have any questions, I can try to answer them as best I
Yep.
can, so.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're going to be able to integrate with the Pathonetari's office soon with the same
Yeah,
software.
we're working on it right now, it's just a
Yeah.
little, just finding the time to do a little training, and I think we're getting logged on right now with them, so they're finally coming online to let us use it, so we're in the process of doing that right now, so it'd be nice once we can do that.
Good. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions on the 3 items? Commissioner Dershowitz? All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I will move to add the sheriff items 1, 2, and 3 to next week's consent agenda.
I will second it.
We have a motion and a second to add the 3 items for the Sheriff's Department to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks,
All right,
Brian.
thank you. If I don't see you,
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, okay? Thank you.
Yes,
You
Merry
too.
Christmas,
Thank you.
Brian. All right, and another row officer here, Jason Moser, our controller, with 2 items.
Good morning, Commissioners. 2 items for you before you today. The first is contract renewal with Meyer Dissel to provide the county and transportation office audits for the years ending December 31st, 2023, 24, and 25, and for transportation ending June 30, 24, 25, and 26 at $97,100, $1,500, and $104,000 for each of those years, plus an additional fee to assist with the ACFR report preparation. And the second item is contract renewal with Miller, Kistler, and Campbell for solicitor services for my office. The rate is $140 per hour as needed for a period from January 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2027.
Great. Thanks, Jason. Obviously, having the county's books audited as a complete operation, very important. Of course, we receive a lot of different state and federal audits for departments and sub-departments and grants, but this is the whole ball of wax.
Correct, yeah. It's, the county's audit's basically a year-round process. As we're ending one, we're starting. The transportation audit will be issued here in the next 10 days or so, and then we'll start prepping for next year's county audit and transportation audit in January. So it's pretty much an ongoing process.
All right. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you've been happy with the services from Meyer Dusel and.
Very pleased, very
And they
pleased
work
with
with a
Myers.
lot of counties from around Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
so they're really familiar.
Yeah, they're
with-
very good to work with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Commissioner
I'm good.
Dershowitz?
I'm good.
Any questions from the press on this one? No? All right. Looks like we're ready to take a motion then.
Then I will move to add the controllers items 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to add the 2 items for the controllers to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. Great, thanks,
Thank you.
Jason.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great day.
And here's Chris from Planning and Development, which may end up being probably the news item for the day. Oh, and you have a PowerPoint. Excellent.
Thank you, and good morning. There's the memorandum of understanding. Before I get into the memorandum of understanding, just a quick reminder about what the MOU, for short for memorandum of understanding, is. It's a 3-party agreement, and that's between the developer, the township, and the county, whereby the developer agrees to reimburse Benner Township for the costs associated with the township engineers processing, reviewing, inspecting, and approving the engineering details of the plans. The MOU is simply just an agreement for the developer to reimburse the engineering costs. The board is not approving the plan, just a contract for the engineer to be reimbursed by the developer.
Right, so
Now-
to re-stress to the press, this
Yes.
isn't the commissioners rendering any sort of approval or comments on the actual project itself. We're just stating that the contracts seem to be in order.
It's just one of the numerous components as part of the overall land development process. Now, the MOU that is being presented today is the Benner Pike True by Hilton Hotel and Retail Building. The proposal constitutes a final plan submission showing a 98 guest room hotel as well as a 12,000 square foot retail building, along with corresponding infrastructure such as water lines, sewer, driveways, lighting, etc. And it's located along the eastern boundary of the Benner Pike, approximately 800 feet south of the entrance to the Penn Eagle Industrial Park in Benner Township and across from the bowling alley. If you draw your attention to the aerial photograph, this is the site that's being developed, and as you're heading to the north, you're going into Bellefonte, and you're heading south, you're going to the Nittany Mall as well as to the interchange. And I've noted just some of the developments that have occurred, a little bit difficult to see, but they are a little bit legible. There's the county prison, Shops at Paradise where the giant grocery store is located, the Bellefonte Lanes, Dunkin' Donuts, and Sheetz. The next screen is simply just an enlarged area showing the GM McCrossan, who owns the property. That's their executive offices, and the site that's being developed is located in the northern part of the property. The plan that was prepared by Pentair Engineering, and the north arrow is a little bit off. It's going to the left is the Bellefonte, and going to the right is the interchange. And there's the existing executive offices for GM McCrossan. And there's an existing driveway that they're going to improve, and there toward the back of the lot is the 4-story 98 guest hotel, along with the retail building that's going to comprise 5 individual units that make up 12,000 square feet. And the stormwater facilities are highlighted in blue. That's the MOU that's being presented today.
Great, well, thanks for making us aware of that. We have yet additional development happening in Greater Bellefonte, especially along the Benner Pike.
Right.
And another hotel in Center County, so congratulations to the Happy Valley Adventure Bureau and the county treasurer with hopefully some additional proceeds from the hotel tax and obviously additional employment at the facility. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions or
It's
comments?
kind of exciting to see another place to stay. I'm sure, everybody who's coming here for graduations and football games and to visit their kids on Penn State family weekends will appreciate having another option, so, yeah.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, and of course, places to stay during Bellefonte Victorian Christmas, Bellefonte Outdoor Festival, and all the fun things that happen in Bellefonte as well. Still not quite close enough to walk. We'd love to have a hotel in Bellefonte somewhere close enough that
Yes.
people could walk to say Talleyrand Park in downtown. But we're waiting on that one. Any questions from the press for Chris?
She said it was a 98% occupancy at
Yes.
the hotel?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else? No? All right. All right. Well, unless there's anything else on this topic, I think we can take a motion.
Then I'll move to add the memorandum of understanding for the Benner Pike True by Hilton Hotel and Retail Building to next week's consent agenda.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adding the memorandum of understanding for the Benner Pike True by Hilton Hotel and Retail Building to next week's consent agenda, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
I'll see you at the planning meeting tonight.
Yes, sir.
We'll give Chris a second, and then we'll call up Colleen Kennedy, our treasurer, who I believe is potentially helping us pay some stuff off early.
Yeah, I don't know about paying off early, but making our semi-annual bond
All right.
payments. So I'm asking the board's approval for our debt service payment for December to TD Wealth for our bond series 2017A, 2017B, and also 2022, for a total of $972,687.50. In reviewing Resolution 1 that's going to be coming before the board in 2024, and a similar resolution which was put in place in 2020, the Controller Jason Moser thought that it would be a good practice to put this in front of the board. This hasn't been done during our tenure and possibly for several years before, but as a practice, this payment is outside of our regular check run. And so this is a payment that doesn't normally come before the board. We just sort of make it automatically. But as I said, Controller Moser thought that as a question of practice, it might be good to put this on the agenda and get the approval for it, even though it's something that we do twice a year regularly.
All right, well, obviously, we have the funds to make the payment.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, great. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Good. So this is, it indicates that, we've been planning for some of these projects that we're doing for a while, and these bonds are associated with some important projects in the county. So
Commissioner Dershowitz? All right, looks like we can take a motion
I
then.
will move to authorize the treasurer to process these payments.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the treasurer to process the debt service payments. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you all.
Colleen.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you.
Yes, happy Christmas. And, Kristen's already coming up for an item for human resources that I think the employees will be very interested in.
Yes, good morning. I'm here to request approval for a contract with Revive Health Incorporated. This was presented to our Employee Benefit Trust Committee about 2 weeks ago. It is a program that provides virtual health care for our employees at no cost. Currently, if our employees do virtual health care through Capital Blue Cross or a provider, there is a copay. This provides a no copay option. They state that they have 24/7 care, and you will receive a consult within 15 minutes of using the service. All of their doctors are certified. It's available in all 50 states. They have dedicated doctors for each time frame available for services. They also provide virtual primary care for those people that maybe don't have a primary care physician but need to know what testings do I need done annually, what sort of just to help monitor their health care to make sure they're keeping up with those primary type of visits. Another benefit of Revive Healthcare is they have a mail order prescription program with zero copay. So if you're on a maintenance drug that is on their formulary, they provide those drugs through a mail order program with no copay to the employees. The costs associated with this plan are absorbed by our Benecon premiums that we pay for our health insurance. Benecon feels that we will save enough money using this program on claims that they are absorbing what would normally be the cost of between $17 to $20 per employee per month that is on our health insurance coverage. So we'll have savings on our claims with this program when it comes to prescriptions, virtual care, and potentially primary care visits as well.
And it sounds like at least for the first year, there's no direct cost to
Correct.
county government either.
Correct. And so this is for a one-year contract. We will begin the promotion and rolling it out in January. It'll be effective January 1st, but we'll begin the promotions come January with emails and text messages. We'll have some meetings, some virtual meetings and in person about how Revive Healthcare works, how to sign up, and that sort of thing.
Great. Commissioner Concepcion, any
Yeah, so
questions?
we had a conversation about this in the EBT meeting, and
Yes.
it was helpful to hear from the representatives of this organization. So comfortable with moving forward.
It's going to be a great program, and I
I
think
think
it's
so.
going to save us a lot of money. It's going to be incredibly convenient, and I think overall, it should be just a very good thing for our employees
I agree.
at no cost. So,
Right.
Yeah, definitely excited about the opportunity for our employees to potentially save hundreds of dollars, and also perhaps if you are seriously injured, make that call on your way to the emergency room just to get that quick second opinion while you're in the waiting room.
And maybe I missed it. You mentioned the mental health component of this as well?
No, there is a mental health, virtual mental health visits available as well, and they do have providers designated for that program as well.
And knowing what the waiting list for mental health
Yes.
counseling is, this will be an incredible opportunity
Yeah,
for.
they have dedicated therapists. You can get a consult within 3 days. Theirs isn't a 15-minute like the virtual emergency care, but if you reach out, you'll have a consult within 3 days is their guarantee,
Nice.
Still
which
quite
is
quick.
much shorter wait list than
Yeah.
some of them just be seen in person.
Yeah. Yeah, so sounds like a great opportunity, and we'll check it out for 2024 and
Yep.
see if everybody's happy with it.
And it's adding an option, so,
Yeah.
you know, that means that, you know, it's not
What's that?
it's not forcing anyone to use it, but it's,
Right.
you know, it's a option that may be more convenient for people, and you may not even realize you might need it sometime and remember, oh,
Yes.
hey, that's an option, so.
Great.
So I will move to approve the contract with Revive Health, Inc.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Revive Help, Inc. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks,
Thank
Kristen.
you.
Thank you.
All right, and John, you've got a change order for a capital project.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Before you for consideration is a change order with David M. Maines Associates, who they are performing the roof replacement at the Centercrest project. The change order includes 3 items. There's no additional work here, it's just changes to existing items. One is to upsize a roof hatch that was identified to meet a code requirement. We are moving up the demolition of 2 of the chillers on the roof. We're doing it now under the roofing contractor as opposed to waiting for the GC to do it as part of their demo. So that was originally scoped. We're just moving it up now. That will help reduce the amount of cuts and disturbances to the new roof. So that's the idea behind it, is to get that equipment out of the way now and have a contiguous roof
Right.
installation. And the other item is a change in the material that was identified as original spec. We're going from a Tremlock R panel to a flush panel, and there was a little bit of a charge difference in that material. So it was a change in material. So the total of the change order comes in at $68,792.
All right. Great. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Good explanation.
Commissioner Dershowitz? All right, we'll take a motion then.
I will move to approve the change order number 1 for the Centercrest roof replacement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve change order number 1 for the Centercrest roof replacement. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, great, thanks, John. And then Carrie's got an item for criminal justice planning.
Yes, good morning. I just have a no-cost contract renewal with Crossroads Counseling for their Men Against Abuse program. It is a mandatory weekly program for those individuals involved in a domestic violence case. MAP is entirely funded by the participants, and the contract will run from January 1st of 2024 through December 31st of 2024. And last year, or currently in 2023, they have served 25 individuals, and I believe this program's been running since 2014.
Great. Well, thanks, Carrie. Any questions, Amber?
So this is something that someone might be, as part of a sentencing, be required to complete this
Yes.
intervention. Yes.
All right, Commissioner Dershowitz?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so we can take a motion then.
I will move to add the contract with Crossroads Counseling Incorporated to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adding the contract with Crossroads Counseling, Inc. to next week's consent agenda, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay. Motion carries. Great. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, now Krista, sitting there up front, has got something for us. Let me see if it one or, no, 2 things.
I have 2 things for
Two
you
things
this
from
morning.
us,
Good morning,
ma'am.
everyone. So the first item is just a cleaning contract. For the forthcoming year, we are looking to combine one cleaning vendor contract for 5 of our 6 MDJ offices. And that vendor is City Clean. We've met with them several times. We've vetted through the contract and everything that they're planning on doing, so we're looking forward to working with them. The cost of the yearly contract is $25,200, and then they've also offered a la carte services, which are deeper carpet cleaning, tile polishing, that kind of thing. And so there's the potential, if we ask for every service for every office, that would be an additional amount of $6,675. So that's why the wording on the agenda explains that the contract total is not to exceed $31,875 for the period of January 1 to December 31st. So that is the one thing that I'm asking for approval. And then do you want me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
please.
The next item is all about refreshments for our courthouse employees. We are looking to work with a new vendor. How can I say this? A vending vendor. That means that we are inviting Servomation refreshments to come into our courthouse and to install a very small customized micro market for our employees, and to also install 4 vending machines, 2 in the courthouse and 2 in the annex. It is a no-cost contract. And to our good, there is a 10% commission that is paid to us that goes into our Center County Employee Fund. We use that fund for folks' retirement from the county, memorials as well. So that's how we've been using the money in the past. So we're excited to work with them this new. So we've got 2 vendors before you, and that's what I'm asking for approval.
Well, good. So 2 items for the court. One to contract to clean 5 of the 6 MDJ offices, and then
Right.
some additional vending services for courthouse complex employees.
Yes.
Commissioner Concepcion, anything?
Looks good.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
Where will the little mini market be in the courthouse? I'm just curious.
In the second floor break room,
Okay,
across
place
from
to
courtroom
put it.
2.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, plenty of space there. All right. Well, unless there's anything else, I think we can take a motion.
I will move to add risk management contracts 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
We have motion a second. All those in favor of adding the 2 risk management contracts to next week's consent agenda, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay, motion carries. All right,
Thank
great.
you, Commissioners.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Krista. Now we have Chad from Information Technology Services.
Good morning. I have a contract for consideration today. It's through CDWG for our Citrix platform. Citrix is a platform that we use to provide remote work capabilities for our employees. So the contract is for 1 year. It is slightly higher than last year. That's because we added on the high availability and load balancing part of that, which adds for greater flexibility when we need to do updates, not having to take the whole system down when we do updates, and greater redundancy on it as well. So the contract total for the year is $18,903.58.
Well, that sounds like a great idea, Chad. We've got multiple 24/7 shops, and sometimes they are using Citrix when we've been doing those
Yeah.
updates. So that's great. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Sounds good.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
All good to go.
All right.
I'll move to add the contract with CDWG LLC to next week's consent agenda.
I'll second that.
We have a motion a second. All those in favor of adding the contract with CDW-G LLC to next week's consent agenda, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, motion carries. Great, thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
And then Julia has multiple items under Human Services.
Good morning.
Morning.
So the first item I have before you is I'm asking for the approval of the fiscal year 22-23 Human Services Block Grant Income and Expense Report. If you remember, I was here before, asked for your signature, we submitted it, the state had some corrections, we came back, we made some adjustments. When it all totals out, the allocation is $6,334,103, with the county share being $267,833. And so that's at, if you remember, that's at 4.61% of the allocation that's county match. So I'm asking for your approval on the income and expense report so that we can submit that.
Great, thanks, Julia. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
No?
Commissioner Dershowitz? All right, just love to see it, eventually see some increases in that funding. I think
You
it's
and me
been
both.
flat funded
Yeah.
for at least a dozen years at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, there's more need and everything costs more. All right, I think we can take a motion then.
I will move to approve the fiscal year 22-23 Human Services Block Grant Income and Expense Report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the fiscal year 22-23 Human Services Block Grant Income and Expense Report, do so by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And I see you have 4 items for the super department.
I do. So the first is just a letter of agreement with Skills. There's no money or cost involved in that, just basically so the county can continue to work with them to provide the provision of mobile and site-based psychiatric rehabilitation services, peer support services, and the Opportunity Center Clubhouse, so that we can continue to utilize, refer folks and utilize those important services. The second one is a linkage agreement with Hummingbird ABA Therapy LLC, and that's to accept referrals from Center County Mental Health. Again, no cost. This therapy, Hummingbird, primarily serves children with autism, so it's another opportunity for us to refer families to receive services for their children. The third is a contract agreement with Interactive Document Solutions, and that's to provide annual PN3 maintenance for the PN3 payables invoicing for SAM. And this is so that our folks at MHID, EIDNA can provide fiscal information to SAM and go back and forth, and to be able to track expenses and funding and all those fun financial things.
But very important things. Very
Very important. And then the final one is a contract renewal with PA Care LLC to provide drug and alcohol services, including case management, outpatient treatment, and medical assistant treatment.
Great. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions on the 4 contracts?
Yeah, just in regard to the agreement with Skills, how is it that that is available at no cost to the county?
Because we make those referrals to that, this is just that letter of agreement. So the state likes us to have those working agreements with our providers. So we have a separate contract with them, but this is just that memorandum of understanding, but we now like to call it a letter of agreement.
Okay, got it, thanks.
Commissioner Dershowitz?
Good, thank you.
All right. So, I think we could take a motion.
I'll move to add the MHID, EIDNA items 1 through 4 to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to add 4 items for the Super Department Mental Health, Intellectual Disability, Early Intervention, Drug and Alcohol to next week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Julia. Kind of got a shortish consent agenda today. I'd just take a motion on it.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, now we're moving on to our authorities, boards, and commissions. For our Ag Land Preservation Board, Tom Bolden is agreed to be appointed as chair for January 1st of '24 to December 31st of '24. He has served on that board for decades, and we very much appreciate his service. Anything you wanted to add, Commissioner Dershowitz?
No, he's been very impactful on the Conservation District Board as well, as we all know. Appreciate his service.
Yes, yes, we appreciate his service on the county boards. We can take a motion then.
I'll move to approve the ABC term appointment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ABC term appointment. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, now we have a request from CNET, John.
Before you for consideration is the annual sponsorship for the taping of 5 programs for the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable in 2024. They have 10 such events scheduled for the year, and over the past few years, the commissioners have sponsored 5 of those programs. So before you is that request.
Great, and somebody's multiple author father might potentially be a speaker, possibly. Very entertaining. I know there's a lot of interest in the Civil War here in Center County. Commissioner Concepcion, any questions?
Yeah, sounds like a good program, and certainly lots of local history involved in this, so.
All good.
All right, we'll take a motion.
I will move to approve the CNET sponsorship for the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the CNET sponsorship for the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, motion carries. All right, now we'll move on to our check run with Commissioner Concepcion.
Sure. So the check that I'd like to recognize today is to the Cooperative Extension, and they provide technical and educational expertise to gardeners and farmers both throughout Pennsylvania, particularly central Pennsylvania. And with that, I would like to move that we approve the check run dated December 15th, 2023.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the check run dated December 15th. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, motion carries. Do we have an administrator's report, John?
Maybe just a quick update on the retaining walls at the
sure.
courthouse. The soil nail testing, they put in 3 nails to test, and they did the pull test, and they all passed.
Good.
And so the design is working, and so this past week, they've been doing the actual true soil nailing on the downhill side. So
All right.
that work is progressing as anticipated.
Very good. All right, well, glad to hear they passed the test then.
Yes.
All right. Let's see, move over to voter registration report with Commissioner Dershowitz.
Alrighty. This morning, we have 100,704 registered voters in Center County. That's up 12 voters from last report. The Democratic Party has 42,331 registrations. The Green Party, 138. Libertarians, 602. The no affiliation, 13,793, and the Republican Party, 40,786. And when you add the 3,054 other voters, other registrations, you get that total of 100,704. I'd like to feature the IND period party, which I presume they probably meant independent, but it is IND period. It's very specific when you write down there.
Yes.
They will give you whatever registration name that you write down. So it's the IND period, and there is 1 registered voter in that party. The feature precinct of the week is we're moving to the townships, and we go to precinct number 38, which is Boggs Township East. They vote at the Associated Builders and Contractors on Eagle Valley Road. In the last general election, there were 761 total registrations. There were 311 total ballots cast, which led to a percentage voter turnout of 40.87%. So I'd like to thank all the folks that make that happen, and the ABC for helping us out there, and look forward to seeing you in the spring. So there you have it.
Great, thanks, Steve. Additional announcements, Center County government offices will be closed on Monday, December 25th and Tuesday, December 26th in observance of the Christmas holiday. Any executive sessions to report or hold, John?
No executive sessions to report or hold.
All right, and our public meeting schedule, we have a Board of Commissioners work session this morning at 11. On Thursday, we have the Board of Assessments and Revisions of Taxes meeting at 1 p.m. and the Records Improvement Committee meeting at 3 p.m. The Board of Commissioners meeting, of course, on Tuesday, December 26th is canceled. And then on Thursday, December 28th, we have Finance Committee at 9 and a combined Board of Commissioners and Salary Board meeting scheduled at 10 o'clock on Thursday, December 28th, which I believe will be our last Commissioner meeting of 2023. Any questions from the press? All right, great. Unless there's anything else for the good of the order, I think we'd take a motion to adjourn.
I will move to adjourn then.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning at 10:42 do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, motion carries. Thanks, everyone.